Hi there, my name is Obije Oru. So I don't know if you're in my class already by design school, but if you're not, you better get registered. But if you are, you need to know a lot about measurement taking before you actually start the class. So I'm going to put you through. We're going to be using our lovely mannequin, light mannequin, Regina, and then we're going to be using the mannequin. Some things are already in place here, so I'm just going to talk to you real quick about them, about some of the things here, and then whatever it is that we can't quite understand here, we'll use it on Regina's body. I'm using the mannequin because the mannequin is going to be my sample size, so I just thought the best thing to use it. So the first thing you want to do is secure the neck with a masking tape. See, I've done that. So how do you do that? Regina, step forward, please. You ask your client or your customer to bend the neck slowly. I don't know if you can get this. Can you get this? Can you get this vein? Okay, good stuff. So you see the vein there? The joining between the neck and the shoulder. There's a vein there. That's where you put your masking tape. So you just take your masking tape and you just secure that part. And because we have the upper body measurement and the lower body measurement. The upper body measurement starts from here all the way down to the waist. So you see? So I've done that on the mannequin already. So you secure it. You ask them to bend, strain a little bit, secure it, and tell them to take the neck back. All right, step back a little bit. Okay. So once that is done, I have that here on my mannequin. Next place to secure is the ball joints of the shoulder, which is here. It's here. Just stand like this so they can see properly. So it's here. There's a ball joint here. So you need to secure that. You take your masking tape also, secure it real quick. Secure the ball joints. Okay, like that. You want to secure it on both sides actually, but I'm just going to do it on one side here. Right? Next thing is to secure the waist measurement. As you can see on the mannequin, already secured with this. The waist is normally 2 inches above the navel. Normally 2 inches above them. So how do you get that actually? So you tell your clients, stand like this, and you find the slimmest part of their waist where you have like the actual curve. So how do you locate that? There's a bone here up. You can see me feeling the bone. Can you feel the bone? Yes. And there's a bone under. So in between those two bones, that's where you find your waistline. So you take a twine. I've got my hair. Take a twine and secure the waist. Already secured right there. Let me show you how you're going to do it real quick. Single one twine. Like that. Making sure it's straight all round. Straight all round. Turn around again. Okay. So you can step back for me a little bit. So the mannequin's measurement on the waist is already secure all round. So we have the upper body measurement and the lower body measurement. So let's start with the upper body measurement. I'm going to start with what I call the full front, which is the measurement. You should take notes now. It's very important. Measurement from this neckline that we secured over the bust to the waist. From the neckline we secured over the bust to the waist. What I have here is 15.5 for my mannequin. Right? The next one to take is the nape to the waist. So you ask your client to bend their head forward, and then you find the nape. You can see the nape here is this bulge here. You can secure with a masking tape, or you just place your tape rule there. Take it to the waist and put your head up. Take your head up. Then you tell your client to take their head up. And that's how you get that, okay? I'm going to be using step back 14.5 for my mannequin because my mannequin can't actually fold their head forward. So I'm just going to guess. So 14.5 is what I'm using. The next measurement to take, so the across chest measurement, which is from one part, what people call upper bust. So it's across chest for us pattern drafters. Is from one crease of the armpit to the other. My mannequin has a 13. I'm going to name my mannequin. Her name is Daisy. Oh, this is Daisy. So the across back, the same thing from what you did at the back in front. Just place the tape over there. I have it at 15. Let me take that again. Sorry, 14.5. So the shoulder measurement from one ball joint to the next one. One ball joint to the next. I have it at 15. The shoulder slant, which is from the ball joint here to the waist here, 13.5. Bust span, which is from one nipple to the next, just like that. I've got 6 there. The bust point, which is from the neck to the nipple, I've got 9 there. Let me check that again. When you're not sure, do a double check and check. 9 is fine. Bust, got 35 there. See how I place the tip around the mannequin. Daisy, her name is Daisy. Yeah, that's true. See? Waist measurement. Daisy's waist is 26 inches. So that's the measurement for the upper body. Now we want to take measurement for the lower body. We've already secured our waist. The next thing to secure is the hips. Now the hips is usually 8 inches from the waist, except the person has a high waist or high hips or low waist. You always know when you see. If you have a client or if you're taking measurement of a person and you notice that their hips are usually lower than where it's supposed to be, what you need to do is to place the tape on the waist and take the tape all down to the corner that has the fullest parts of the person's hip. For my mannequin, for Daisy, is 8 inches. And 8 inches is standard for everybody. Like, it's 8 inches from the waist to the hip line. It's 8 inches. However, if you notice that the person's hip is bordering on being lower than a regular person, what you want to do is place the tape on the waist and take it down until you get to where the person's hip is. Okay, so hip measurement, that's the next thing. So Daisy is a European girl. Her hip is 36. An African girl, we have 38 there, 30 something. Okay, so next measurement I want to take is the center to the floor. So you put the tape roll like this all the way down to the floor, like that. To the floor. I will bend, but I'm not going to bend. You can ask your client to be on tiptoe if you know they're going to wear shoes, right? Ask them to be on tiptoe all the way to the floor. I'm going to be giving, okay, I'm going to go down. Regina, put your hand here for me. Need to be sure what I'm doing. So that's what I mean. All the way to the floor, like that. Like that. Do you know what? Can you move the tape to the middle for me? Because the center to the floor. Oh, the side. Wait. Okay. The center to the floor. Okay. Like that. Daisy has got a 50. The next one is center to the knee. So you place the tape from the center to the knee, which will be around here. I'm going to show you that on Regina. Because Regina is live and she's got knee. So to like here. 23 is Regina's own, and most people have it between 22 and 23. Okay. So the next measurement you're going to take is the side. Regina, drop your hand there. Here. To the floor. Okay. Daisy has 51. Then the next measurement you're going to take is the back. Regina, your hand. Drop it there. to the floor. When we are doing the skirt pattern, you will understand why I'm taking all that measurement. So we're done with that measurement. The next measurement we want to take is the sleeve measurement. So this is gonna have to go to the side because she doesn't have any hands. Regina will step forward. So the sleeve length is the first thing you want to take. You want to tell the person you're taking the measurement with to slightly do this because you want the sleeves to be able to move around properly. Okay, so you place it at the ball joints, take it down to the elbow and all the way down to the wrist. Okay, I've got 23 there. Then the biceps, you know, some people just do like this. No, the biceps is like the fullest part of the arm because you want to make the sleeve and every part of the arm is, you know, going through. So what you do, I go to like the fullest part of the arm and I begin to wiggle down, or rather I go to the top part of the biceps here and I start to wiggle it down. So I'm going to be using 14 for Regina. Next measurement I'm taking is the wrist measurement, right, which is 7. And then the last measurement I'm taking, which is a measurement that is, I'm taking 2 more measurements. The measurement quite important for trouser making, which is the 6 measurements. We've taken all the other measurements that are needed for the trousers. So we're taking the 6 measurement. Then I'm going to take thigh measurement. I don't really take thigh, but I'll just take it. So for the 6 measurement, I'm going to bring this seat and actually not to sit on it. Regina, sit on it. No, stand on. Let me show you what to do. So this is how I want you to sit. Guys, watch me. This is how your client should sit. If they're not as tall, if they're not tall like me, that means when they sit upright, if the stool is high, it means their feet is not going to touch the ground, which is fine. But you want your client sitting like this and leaving you a little bit of space on the edge of the stool, right? So sitting high this way, this is very important. It's a seat measurement and it's for the trousers so that your trousers can fit like properly. See how mine fits. So Regina, sit like that. Yes. Nope. So square your legs. Good. Straighten your back. Amazing. So this is what you do. You place your tape rule on her waist measurement on, and then you take it all the way down to the seat of the stool. Now you don't need to, you don't use a cushion chair or whatever. Use something with hard surface. So seat measurement from the twine like that down to the seat. Regina's is 10. I'm not surprised she's a size 8. I usually use 10 for size 8. So let me show them the thigh. Stand up. So the thigh, spread your leg a little bit for me. So the thigh measurements, just take it around here. So that's 23. That's it for measurement taking. So I want to show you a little bit about the tape roll. A little bit about the tape roll. Sometimes when you do measurements, you get like odd decimals. The measurement will fall on some parts of the tape that you don't really understand, and then you just round it up, or you round it up wrong. And every time you round it up wrong, or you put like the wrong measurement, it will affect your garment. So I'm just going to teach you real quick about this tape roll. Your tape roll. You need to learn a lot about your tape roll. So this is 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches. So you should be able to take your 1 inch from anywhere. Say if this tape was cut from here, when you place it, place this part to this part, it becomes a 1 inch. So I want to talk about the decimals in here. If you're doing a measurement and it stops here. It stops here, the first one, this first one, that's called a 1/8, and the decimal for that is 0.125. If it stops on the second one, that's called a quarter, and the decimals is 0.25. If it stops on the third one, that's called 3/8, and the decimals is 0.375. It stops on the middle one, which is this one. That's 4/8, which is half. You have 0.5. It stops here. The next one after that is 5/8, that's 0.625. And then the next one after that, which is this one, that's 6/8, that's 0.75. And start from this one here, this one, that's 7/8, and that's 0.875. So sometimes you may have measurement stopping at 5 and then this first one, then you're wondering what you're going to do with that. The truth is that will be called 5.125, 518. If you're doing if you're taking a measurement and it stops here, that's 3.125, not 3.1. If you use 3.1 there, that means you're making the measurement bigger than what it's supposed to be. If you're doing a measurement and it stops here, that'll be 5.25, 5.25. If you're doing a measurement and it stops here, that'll be 6.375, 638. If you're doing a measurement and it stops here, that'll be 8.5, which is 8.5. I know it's a mouthful, but you understand why we need it. If you're doing a measurement and it stops here, that'll be 9.65, 958. And the next one is 968, which is 9.75. And the last one is 978, which is 9.875. These things sound like really, really alien right now. But trust me, when you start doing your measurements and then the tape rule rests on unusual places, you need to understand what your decimals are. So get in touch with these decimals, know them, like dream about it, write it down, put it in the paper, put it in your bag, So yeah, I taught you how to take measurements today, and I've taught you a little bit about the decimals, or a lot about the decimals actually. And these are things that you're going to need in your journey through pattern drafting and sewing. So until the next time I bring you something new that you may need in your journey, goodbye. See you later.